7 News exclusive. We obtained police body camera video of a registered sex offender facing charges in Arlington County. Richard Cox allegedly exposed himself to women and children in the women's locker rooms in 2 Virginia counties. And now at 6 o'clock, 7 News' Tom Rousey shows us the interaction with Fairfax County Police and what he's learning about the possible security failure at a county rec center.
The Oakton Rec Center does not wants to trespass you from the location, okay?
So have they given an explanation for why?
This video obtained by 7 News after a public records request to Fairfax County takes place at the Oakton Rec Center in Oakton on November 16th. Richard Cox, who now faces more than 20 charges in Arlington, including indecent liberties with a child under 15 and indecent exposure, was in Oakton using the women's locker room. Someone at the facility called police because the county had decided to ban Cox after finding out he was a sex offender. Cox argued about that.
My civil rights as a transgender person allows me to use a public facility, including the restrooms or changing rooms that identify with my gender. So them pulling up my information on the sex offender registry and using it to stop me from exercising my civil rights as a transgender person is a criminal misuse of the sex offender registry.
Although Cox said he's a transgender female, most court documents identify him as male, and women we've spoken with and read statements from in court records allege he would go into various women's locker rooms and expose his private parts, sometimes with kids around. A police report obtained by 7 News says one woman told police she saw him naked, then saw him still in the locker room naked 20 minutes later. The video indicates, per its policy, the Fairfax County Park Authority allowed Cox to use the women's locker room until
we recently found out he is a sex offender.
The county says its park authority started a process to ban Cox for that on November 15th, but on the 16th...
How is he able to check in if he's not allowed to be in?
Cox was still allowed to scan in and walk down into the women's locker room. County police sound frustrated in a conversation with Sarah Baldwin, the Fairfax County Park Authority Deputy Director.
There's so much confusion in there that it's unreal.
Okay, that's why I'm here.
You all allowed them to come onto the property. He scanned like everybody else and was onto the property. He was never informed that he's been trespassed.
Right, that's what we're trying to do right now. I've been working with the police for the last 24 hours on this, and this was the plan. For him to come in and you trespass him.
By trespass him, Baldwin means ban him. She later joins police to tell Cox that.
I'm letting you know that you are banned from all rec centers in Fairfax County.
In part because Cox hadn't knowingly trespassed that day, police eventually said there was no evidence of a criminal violation.
Now, we did reach back out to Fairfax County today and asked why Cox's membership was not deactivated that day after they had already decided they wanted to ban him. They say, quote, for the ban to be effective, formal notice must be given via certified mail or issued on site. After Mr. Cox was issued the ban on 11/16 at Oakton Rec Center, his rec center credentials were immediately deactivated. Scott?
More